Hello everybody and welcome back to Good Time Gal Food and Lifestyle Blog. I am your host, Christy, aka your Good Time Gal. Today is National Coconut Cream Pie Day. Yes, that's right. Coconut Cream Pie Day. Coconut Cream Pie Day. Ooh, yes. This is for my coconut lovers, my cream pie lovers, or my overall pie fans. Now, why does coconut cream pie align with Good Time Gal? Well, it's equitable, it's affordable, it's low waste, and it's joyful. And what do I mean by low waste? I mean that the shredded coconuts that we will be using can also be refurbished to be placed into granola. You can eat them alone, or you can actually use the coconut milk in place of egg yolks, because it's all about food equity. So yes, we are super excited to make this coconut cream pie. If you're following along on the blog, we're going to be doing it to the T today. So let's begin. All right, so let's go through the ingredients for the filling. The filling, you're going to want 4 egg yolks. You're going to want 1/4 cup of cornstarch. You're going to want a cup of whole milk or non-dairy milk. You're going to want 3/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt, and you're going to want 13.5 ounces of heavy coconut milk. It is important that the coconut milk is heavy. When you go to the store, you may see coconut cans that say light. That is not the one you want. If they do not have the coconut heavy in can form, please get the coconut milk. And then you can actually compare and contrast the caloric intake, and you'll see that it is actually 50% difference. So it's light coconut, I believe it's 5 grams of fat. Heavy coconut milk is 10. So that's why we are making sure that, because this is what it is. It's a coconut cream pie, so we want to have that coconut buttery flavor. Okay. If you notice on the list, it says a pre-baked pie. And we're going to talk about that, because a lot of you are like, pre-baked. I know. What all that means is you are cooking your pie crust before you begin, right? So today, because I have beginners in the class, I did not make my pie crust from scratch. And you can actually look on my cherry pie, my peach cobbler, as well as I believe my peach pie. And you will see that I make the dough from scratch. It's my grandmother's recipe. It's really easy. But if you don't have the time and you're ready to go, because this is what this is about, pre-baked or pre-made pie crust is always the best. So I've already baked this, so it's nice. It's golden, and they usually tell you to bake it at 375, between 375 and 425 Fahrenheit, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. I did mine for 15 because I want to have this flaky crust, right? So now that I have this, it's done. So now we work on the filling, and the filling is going to be relatively easy, not very hard. So we're just going to combine all of these, whip it really well. And then the number one thing is it has to rest for 4 hours or overnight. I know, but again, the reason we're letting it rest and we're keeping it in overnight is we want those flavors to combine, to sink in, and just to give you that coconut feel. Now we're going to put this in our saucepan. We're going to be stirring this constantly. We're going to be stirring this constantly until it gets warm. So it's about 3 to 5 minutes. Because you have cornstarch in it, it's gonna thicken pretty quickly. So that's why we only need 3 to 5 minutes. But you wanna make sure that you are stirring constant, okay? When I say constant, it's like the vanilla pudding we did. Remember, we stirred constantly? Same thing. It feels warm. I don't want it to get too crazy, but we want to keep stirring. Now it has gotten thick. It's time. While it is still hot, you want to pour it in, okay? In your pre-baked pie pan. You want it to be smooth. See how it's pouring out really smooth? Now it's gonna go in the chiller for 4 hours. I'll see you then. All right, so the 4 hours is up. We had to wait on this, but as you can see, a lovely coconut cream pie. So the coconut is beautifully showing through. This is gonna be wonderful. So the next step, if you're following along, it's gonna be to assemble the frosting, which is whipped cream, powdered sugar, and I believe another little, and our toasted coconuts. That's right. I am doing it a little different. I like to cut these individually and then let people have their own whipped topping for their choosing. This is just like a little trick that I learned watching Martha Stewart. She's very much about, you know, making sure that people get to season their own food and people get to have control of their own servings. And I think that's a great idea. And I think it also helps with the pressure of making sure that it's perfect, right? So let's cut a piece. And you see that it's a nice, this is a nice piece. I'm not gonna skimp on it at all. I'm gonna try to cut it again. I didn't cut the, I gotta get in there. I gotta get in there, y'all. I gotta get in there. No! I'm having a time getting it out, I tell you that. But that's on me. That's not on y'all. That's not on y'all, that's on me. There we go. There's some of that lovely crust. I'm just gonna put him on. I'm gonna put him in. Filling is perfect. So this is my piece. As you see, the filling is perfect. Other than that, that little, we're gonna keep moving. You know how I'm about mistakes, they're happy ones. So now I'm gonna, and then of course, we've got some toasted coconut. I'm gonna put that on top. And there is our coconut cream pie. See what I mean when I say no mistakes? None. Never regret what you do in the kitchen. No regrets. No regrets and no fear in the kitchen. No. I'm unstoppable in the kitchen. And that's something you may want to repeat to yourself. Let's have a bite. Ooh. Oh yes, honey. What? We did it. You did that. This is amazing. Amazing. The texture, the butter, the cream, the whipped cream, the flakes on top. It's perfect. Not overbearing with coconut, but just the right amount. This is a delicious treat. Well, that's all the time we have. So thanks for hanging out with me. Happy National Coconut Cream Pie Day. That's all the time we have. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you've enjoyed making this recipe or just want to join in on the fun and follow along, please feel free to check out my channel description and look at all those really great cooking aids. If you've already done that and you want to go further, please check out my cookbook, Good Time Gal Cookbook, available on Amazon and other reading platforms. From my kitchen to yours, happy cooking.